Long ago, thousands of years before the rise of humans, the world was reigned by powerful deities and minor gods. One of the minor gods, named Benflesnat, the god of all insects, was in agony over his small, mucky kingdom. He hated how he couldn't reign over the plants, as they are the source of shelter and food for his subjects. Their kingdom was as wide as 1,000 forests, but the plants were controlled and ruled by the more powerful god Sunbloron, who was the god of spring. To the rest of his fellow divinities, he was the opposite of his inhabitants, strict, cold, and disinterested in pointless relationships that include love. Benflesnat craved a size of kingdom like Sunbloron's, but no other god was willing to give their land for a pesky minor god. Benflesnat called his council of the most intelligent insects in the world to devise a plan on how to get more land. Day by day, the council couldn't think of one good idea or master plan, making the god of insects angrier by day. Yet, at last, one of the council members came up with something that made him go ballistic. He recommended that he should make Sunbloron fall for him. After he gave the poor council member an embarrassing shutdown, the member explained if he had the upper hand at marrying the god of spring, he would at least share land, or he can overthrow him after the officiating of the marriage. The god was dumbfounded by his explanation, yet went over the plan and deliberately decided to give a go at that. A few days later, Benflesnat came to a field of flowers where Sunbloron lay, and the spring god dispassionately responded that he had no interest in giving the insect god any inch of his land. Then Benflesnat told Sunbloron that he got the attention of his rival wrong, and his actual interest was in him. Benflesnat presented him with a beautiful display of a bouquet of flowers, which then turned into 1,000 flying butterflies. Ever since that day, Benflesnat gave one magnificent gift after another, until Sunbloron finally gave into the false love and decided to go with him on loveless engagements. After a few months and a few dates, Benflesnat thought Sunbloron was finally infatuated with him. So on a charming walk on a grass field, he popped the question. For a single second, Sunbloron wanted to say yes. But to the dismay of the insect god, Sunbloron refused his proposal, as he didn't yet fully trust him and wanted to take it slow. Furious, Benflesnat swore war on the kingdom of the spring season, and then summoned the most vicious insects to the spring season kind. Roses were destroyed by hungry aphids, wireworms devouring the seeds of spring crops, explosive ballistic swarms of locusts demolishing field by field. Sunbloron watched in horror as the most devious to his subjects slowly ate up the beauty of his seasonal realm. And even when he attempted to send his army of living flowers and spring plants to stop them, the insect army unmistakably reigned above the defense with glory and slaughter. After months, his kingdom appeared dire and filled with unsettling colors. The god of spring felt useless, empty, and defenseless. But in his mind of darkness, a little light of an idea came to him. What if he created a sort of greenery that included bugs in their diet? Immediately, with the mightiest of his power, he created a humongous, particular, monstrous-looking plant with shark-like teeth that conveniently was a trap made for bugs. Sunbloron went to Benflesnat's kingdom and presented the plant to him as a gift of peace and surrender. This made Benflesnat skeptical and baffled, but desperate for land, he accepted the trick. The plant then all went lunatic on him and bit Benflesnat's hand, making him scream as loud as the cry of 100 lions. The insect army charged for the plant, but it then proceeded to gradually gobble up each insect one by one. Benflesnat, now the one who is unable to protect his subjects, decided to do the practical thing, call off the war and ask for forgiveness. Even though Sunbloron had gone through hurt and anger, he decided to not forgive Benflesnat, but to call off warfare and calm down the plant. Somehow, he still had a little love for that fraudster being. Sunbloron went back to his kingdom to see a little improvement in the wasteland. He also was so proud of his creation that he decided to name the greenery the Venus flytrap. Today, the Venus flytrap is a symbol of persistence to their service in the war between Sunbloron and Benflesnat. The Venus flytrap is also a representation of Benflesnat's regrets and how you shouldn't be greedy and be appreciative for what you have.